So what is going on, y'all? It's Upper Echelon Capital, just making a video today on how y'all gonna be able to remove y'all collection accounts within the next 30 days, okay? So please tap the like button, tap the subscribe button, get this channel more exposure so we can go ahead and continue to drop good content for y'all. So let's get into it. All right, one thing I want y'all to understand, collection agencies are consumer reporting agencies by law. So y'all have stuff like Midland, LVMB funding, Southern Management, where they deal with like rental collections or if you get evicted from an apartment, stuff like that. Okay, so understand that the collection agencies are consumer reporting agencies by law. So they still have to abide by all the Fair Credit Reporting Act rules for consumer reporting agencies because they report information on consumers. Okay, so collection agencies, they report the information about consumers when they have accounts that are in derogatory status that have not been paid. So generally, after y'all go 90 or 120 days late on an account that's reporting to y'all credit report, the original creditor will generally sell that account to a collections agency. Okay? They're going to sell that account to the collection agency because they feel as though they don't really have no way that they're going to be able to get that money from you because you already been 3-4 months late. Okay, so they give up on it, they charge the account off for tax purposes, and they sell your account with your actual personal information, right? Your social, your account number, your payment history. They sell your account to another agency that's a collection agency. Okay, so your original creditor, let's say your original creditor is Discover Bank, they're going to sell your account when it's 4 months past due, late, whatever. They're going to charge it off and sell it to a collection agency like Midland Collections, for example, right? And once they go ahead and sell that account and they transfer your information to a non-affiliated third-party account like, the collection agency, then what the collection agency going to do is they're going to contact you to go ahead and collect the debt, okay? So the collection agencies, they're going to purchase the account for pennies on a dollar, and then they're going to go ahead and make money off the amount that is collected from you. And I'm going to give y'all a clear example. So, all right, y'all. This is a good example, okay, of collection agencies and why they exist, right? So, let's say, for example, ABC Debt Collection Company purchased a medical collection account from Temple Hospital, which is like a hospital, for a client who did not pay their medical bill, right? Let's say the account got a $5,000 balance, right? You know what I mean? That's what you past due 3-4 months you ain't pay it, right? Okay. So ABC Collections is going to pay Temple $100 for this account to be able to have access to the information, right? Right. So if ABC buy that account from Temple and now they call you to, get you to pay that, collection account. If they call you to pay the full $5,000 balance that the client owe, then they make $4,900, y'all. Okay, they bought the account for $100, right, to be able to contact you and get your information. And then once they go ahead and contact you and get your information and make you pay for it, then they made you pay $5,000, right? So $5,000 minus the $100 that they use to get your information is $4,900, y'all. So that's why the collection agencies, that's why it's a lot of them, because it's lucrative, okay? They can make money off of it, off of you not knowing your consumer rights, off of you not knowing that you don't got to pay no collections, okay? So whether or not the consumer paid this bill, the collection account is still going to show up on their credit report, okay? So regardless of if you pay this bill, because it's already in collections, the account is still going to show up and it's still going to hurt your credit, y'all. So this mean that, higher interest rates for stuff. This mean higher down payments for stuff. This mean you might not even get credit cards because it's hard to get credit cards when you got negative items, okay? So that's basically what that means. It can hurt your credit and he's still going to try to tell you that you got to go ahead and pay for it. So just keep that in mind, all right? Okay, guys, so now that y'all know the role of the collection agencies and what they are, we're going to go over how to remove your collections within the next 30 days using consumer law, okay? There's a few points that I want to make on this, right? Because collection reporting agencies are consumer reporting agencies, y'all, you can dispute the agency itself, okay, y'all? You don't got to dispute Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. And what I actually tell people is you need to dispute your original creditors instead of disputing the credit reporting agencies, right? The reason I say this, y'all, is because the consumer reporting agencies, that's, you know what I'm saying, like the collection agency and stuff like that, they are data furnishers, guys. So they have the power to go ahead and furnish consumer data about you to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. So if you dispute Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, then what they're going to do is contact the data furnisher and tell them to update the account and verify the information. And then they're going to hit you with a letter back saying that it's verified. This is why a lot of y'all is having problems deleting stuff off y'all credit. Is because y'all disputing the credit reporting agencies, which is Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, Innovis, LexisNexis, and there's a few others. But y'all need to start disputing the people that have the power to go ahead and upload a file of consumer information to those 3, 4, 5, 6 credit reporting agencies. So I hope what I said didn't go over nobody's head. Y'all need to start disputing y'all original creditors. So that's going to be the Discover Bank, the Chase Bank, the collection agency, the auto loan place. Dispute y'all original creditors using consumer law. That's how y'all going to be able to get stuff removed a lot quicker. And y'all don't gotta worry about no stall letters and a whole bunch of other stuff that we're gonna go over in some next videos. So what we about to do now is we about to go over these consumer laws that got everything to do with making sure that you get your stuff deleted when it comes to these collection accounts. Alright, y'all, so I want y'all to understand that we're gonna go to the 15 USC 6802, okay? Just Google that, 15 USC 6802, okay? First thing that's usually going to pop up is Cornell Law School link. Just go ahead and click that. All right, boom. So, according to this law, right, a financial institution, which is going to be like your Chase Bank, Bank of America, auto loan place, whatever, right, they may not directly or through any affiliate disclose to a non-affiliated third party any non-public personal information unless such a financial institution provides or has provided to the consumer a notice that complies with Section 6803 of this title. I'm going to break all of this down to y'all, so don't worry about it. Like, I know it sounds like a lot, but it's really simple. I'm going to break down every part of this, okay? All right, y'all. So basically, what all of this mean, right? The financial institution is going to be, let's say you have a collection from Discover Bank or Chase Bank, right? Chase Bank was a financial institution. You as a consumer, you decide to open up a line of credit account with Chase Bank, right? And that's your private business transaction with Chase Bank using your information, like your name, your social, where you work, things of that nature. That's what you put on the application. That is your non-public personal information, okay? So, okay, boom. So non-public personal information means personally identifiable financial information that is provided by a consumer to a financial institution resulting from any transaction with the consumer or any service performed for the consumer, otherwise obtained by the financial institution. What does this mean? Okay, so let's say I went to Chase Bank, right? And when I went to Chase Bank, I filled out an application for a credit card. That credit card application is a transaction according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act and according to Congress, right? So what do y'all think about the things that y'all put on the credit application, okay? Y'all gonna put your name, which is public information, that's fair game. Y'all gonna put your name, y'all gonna put your date of birth, y'all gonna put your social, y'all gonna put how much y'all make, y'all employer, y'all gonna put where y'all live, y'all gonna put a lot of different things on this application that they're gonna look at and see, with your credit profile, are they able to verify you, and also what are they able to approve you for based off of what you provided, right? So all of that information that y'all put on that application, right, that is non-public personal information. Okay, so your name, your social, where you work, where you stay, how much you make a month, how much you pay in non-public personal information. I want y'all to understand it. And an application, or when you pay your credit card, or when you start using your credit card, all of these is examples of transactions that involve a consumer, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Okay, so I want y'all to understand what the non-public personal information is. Boom. So now that we got that knocked out, the financial institution, that means any institution that is in a business of which is engaging in financial activities. So when y'all go ahead and open a bank account, whether you apply online or you go to a bank. That bank is a financial institution. All right. Y'all, the people that pass out overdue medical bills, they financial institutions because they engage in financial activities, right? They give an account of people who ain't pay stuff on time, which has to do with finance. That's a financial activity. The auto dealership. You go to the auto dealership. You go ahead and get your auto loan. They look at your credit. They give you your monthly payment, your down payment, whatever the case might be. Your dealership is also engaging in financial activities. Okay? So, financial activities can be anything that has to do with, you as a consumer and, money, essentially. Whether you paying for stuff, whether you have a monthly payment, any of that, that's financial activities. Because they have to do with you and they have to do with money, pretty much. All right. So, boom. Now we're going to go on to how these definitions play into you being able to dispute the negative items or the collections in this case from your credit report. All right, y'all. So this is where you're really going to be able to fry all your collection agencies. All right, boom. So, okay. This is the opt-out rule, right? It states that any financial institution, like your bank, your auto loan place, etc., cannot disclose any non-public personal information, which is going to be like your name, your social, your payment status, your account status, your transactions, all of that, to a non-affiliated third party unless that financial institution clearly and conspicuously discloses to the consumer in writing or electronic form or other form permitted by the regulations prescribed under Section 6804 that the information may be disclosed to a third party. This means that they have to give you a written form that states that they need your consent to release your information to any third party credit reporting, consumer reporting agencies, okay? So when Chase want to report a late payment to your Experian report, what they're doing is a separate transaction, okay? Because when you signed up for your Chase bank account or your Chase credit card, that was your private business transaction with the financial institution, which is Chase Bank. It's not a transaction or a line of credit that you have with Experian. So why is your Chase line of credit being reported to Experian? Why is your collection being reported to Experian? Why do collection agencies have your non-public personal information? Well, you never gave consent to the original creditor to even release that information. When a collection agency didn't even give you any written form that says, that's signed by you, that says you given them authorization to report a collection on your consumer report. Y'all never wrote y'all signature on none of this stuff. Like 100% of the time, y'all have not given them no type of written permission. And I'm about to show y'all exactly what the written permission look like. Alright, y'all, so this is exactly what it looks like for a financial institution to get written permission from you as a consumer to be able to furnish information about you to any consumer reporting agencies, including collection agencies, y'all. So this is just one of the forms, okay? The SSA 89 form. I'm going to go over some features, right? This form literally requires you to fill out your name, your date of birth, and your social, and why you are consenting and authorizing a financial institution to furnish information about you that relates to your social security number, okay, y'all? So when y'all have a collection account, right? When y'all have a collection account, that payment status that they have and your information and the account number is all attached to your social security number. That's why when you log in to go ahead and look at your credit, y'all see that collection account reported on y'all consumer report, because your consumer report is connected to your social security number, y'all. So if a collection agency or a financial institution want to put a collection account on your credit report, right, they have to get permissible purpose from you. That has to be clear and conspicuous from you that you are authorizing them to report this information about you, to report your account experience and your transaction experience with that institution about you. By a show of hands, even though I don't really need any, I know that there's nobody that is looking at this video right now where your bank or your auto loan place or wherever you got any type of line of credit through, I'm more than sure they never gave you this as the first thing to sign when you was doing that deal. When you was applying for that credit card in the branch, or when you was doing it online, or when you was in a dealership. They don't put this shit in front of you and tell you to sign it. They don't ever get y'all permissible purpose. They don't ever clearly and conspicuously give this paper to y'all to sign. This is one of the first things they're supposed to give to y'all as a consumer before they report any type of credit. And nobody knows this. That's the problem. Nobody knows that they have to clearly and conspicuously put this type of paperwork in front of you and have you sign it to give them consent to report credit about you, to report if you're on time, to report if you late, to report if you got a collection or anything like that. Okay, so that's number one. We're going to go into the second form. All right, y'all, so this is the second form that I'm talking about, okay? So when we talk about the opt-out and they're supposed to give you a form that's supposed to tell you how you're going to opt out or how you're going to opt into your information being shared, this is the second form. It is called the SSA 3288 form, okay, y'all? This is a consent for the release of information, okay? So your consumer information that pertains to your social security number, this is the form that you have to fill out. You have to fill this form out completely, and you have to give them written permission by filling the form out completely and giving them a signed signature from you before they're able to furnish any type of consumer report about you, y'all. Okay, so just keep this in mind. Y'all collection agencies that's telling y'all that y'all owe money on a medical bill or auto repossession or any of that shit like that, they're not giving y'all this form. They don't have this signed express permission from y'all. Okay? Y'all never filled this shit out. I know y'all never filled this shit out because I never filled none of this shit out. That's how I'm able to get negative stuff removed from my credit report. It's because I know I didn't fill none of this out. I know I never gave them no written permission to make a consumer report about me. I never gave them no written permission stating that they can say that this is my account number, this is my name, and this is my social, because I would have filled one of these forms out already. I would have signed it and sealed it and sent it back certified mail. They don't have that proof from y'all. They don't have proof that y'all sent and y'all signed something like this because they never offered it to you. They're going to continue to get over on y'all and put these collections on y'all report because of shit like this. They know that y'all don't know shit like this. They know that y'all don't know y'all consumer laws. They know that y'all don't know the forms that they supposed to get before they write any information about you and put it on your credit report. Okay, y'all? So these collection agencies, what they're doing is, once again, they're buying the accounts for pennies on the dollar from original creditors like Capital One, Chase, you know what I mean, wherever you did any business and had a private business transaction. They're taking your information, right, from large companies that you had a private business transaction with, right? They're taking your same information and now they're writing a separate report about you using your information. When did you ever authorize a collection agency? When did you give them the SSA 3288? You never did. When did you give them the SSA 89 to furnish information about your consumer report that ties to your social security number? You never gave them permission to do this, y'all. This is why you can get this shit removed. All right? So I hope y'all understand that these are two necessary forms that you have to fill out in order to opt into your information being shared. In order for them to put your information on a credit report about you, they have to have this signed written permission from you. And they'll never be able to show this form that says that they have a signed written permission from you. And even if they're able to show this form, y'all, guess what? It wasn't clear and conspicuous. Clear and conspicuous means that before you do the deal, before you open a line of credit with them, whether that be the loan, the auto loan, the credit card, whatever the case might be, that form has to be at the top. That has to be the first thing they show y'all before y'all sign up for any financial agreement with that institution. I'm 100% sure none of y'all have ever signed none of this. All right, y'all, so back to this law again. All right, back to the law. Back to 15 U.S.C. 6802. Back to the opt-out. All right. So let's look at Section B. It says, The consumer is given the opportunity before the time that such information is initially disclosed to direct that such information not be disclosed to such third party, and the consumer is given an explanation of how the consumer can exercise the non-disclosure option. So in addition to them having a signed SSA form from y'all, both those SSA forms, the 89 and the other one, they got to give you a paper that gives you written permission that explains how you can opt out, of the information being shared. Because when you sign up for your bank account or your auto loan or your mortgage, that's a private business transaction. It's between you, that line of credit is between you and the financial institution. That information is not supposed to be shared with any third party, non-affiliated third party agencies. Okay? So when y'all sign up for this stuff, understand that y'all having y'all information being reported is an option. Okay? Collection accounts on your credit report, it's an option. And it's an option whether you want to keep it or remove it. Because it's not supposed to be there in the first place. So that's why it's important to y'all to know that these forms, if you don't have these forms signed, and if you ain't sent that to them, and if they didn't give you a form telling you how you can opt out of your information being shared, that collection should not be on your report at all. So I just want y'all to really understand that point specifically. Okay, so now this brings me to another point. This is where you're going to be able to fry them again, okay? It's going to be on the limits of the reuse of information. So it says, except as otherwise provided, a non-affiliated third party that receives from a financial institution non-public personal information under this section shall not, directly or through an affiliate of such a receiving third party, disclose such information to any other person that is a non-affiliated third party of both the financial institution and such receiving third party, unless such disclosure would be lawful if made directly to such other person by the financial institution. I'm going to break this all down, so trust me, okay? A non-affiliated third party, in this case, is going to be the collection agency. The collection agency has nothing to do with you. When you set up your auto loan or your credit card or whatever that's being charged off, whatever that bill was that was charged off, that was a private transaction between you and a financial institution. So now that a collection agency, which is a non-affiliated third party, has your information, right, from a financial institution, right, that collection agency, they are not able to directly or through an affiliate disclose your information to the consumer reporting agencies like Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, LexisNexis, CoreLogic, Innovis, and the other ones, right? So there's nothing lawful about your non-personal information being taken and reported to a credit reporting agency. That's identity theft. And we're going to go over that in another video. But I want y'all to understand that concept, right? When y'all sign up for financial products, it's a private business transaction between you and a financial institution. Anytime your same information, your name, your social, if you was on time, if you was late, where you live, anytime this information is just being taken from that private transaction and is being reshared to a third-party collection agency that's going to reshare that information to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, that's identity theft. It's information trafficking, and it's a violation according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So understand that what they did was they reused your information, y'all. They recycled your information. You had a private transaction between you and the bank or financial institution. The bank, once they realized that they couldn't collect the money from the account, they sold that account and they sold your information to a non-affiliated third party. Now that non-affiliated third party, which is the collection agency, they got your information, and now what they're going to do is they're sharing it to another third party that has nothing to do with the original transaction as well, which is your Experian, your Equifax, and your TransUnion. So understand that your information basically got shared 2 to 3 times. When you see that collection account, that's what that means. Your information was reshared 2 to 3 times without your explicit permission, without your opt-in authorization, without you providing a written authorization that you wanted this information to be shared. They didn't ask you if you wanted the information to be shared. They just shared the shit. So I want y'all to understand that that's why they have these laws. That's why there's a limits on the reuse of your information. Because this shit not even supposed to be really getting shared without you as a consumer giving them consent to share it. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go over another law. Okay, this law gonna be 15 USC 1681A. So y'all just Google 15 USC 1681A. Y'all gonna get the Cornell law. Just click that link. All right, boom. So now that we're here, understand what the term person means and the term consumer means, because we're using consumer law to remove our collections. Okay, so you got to understand what this means, because the law is what's going to get it removed. So the term person means any individual, partnership, corporation, trust, estate, cooperative, association, government, or governmental subdivision or agency or other entity. I want y'all to think about this. Every bank that y'all sign up for, when y'all getting credit cards, auto loans, mortgages, whatever, right? Any of these places, they are all privately owned corporations. Okay? They are LLCs, they are S Corps, they are C Corps, they are all corporations. Okay? So they are all persons according to the law. And you are a consumer. You're an individual. Okay? When you apply for a Chase credit card, you are an individual that is going to a financial institution, which is also a person, and you are applying for a line of credit, an individual line of credit. So I just wanted to break that down for y'all so y'all know the definitions. So now let's go to where it says consumer report in section D. Okay, so the term consumer report means any written, oral, or other communication of any information by a consumer reporting agency, yada, 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 creditworthiness. I think y'all can read. Cool. All right, so I just want y'all to understand the basic definitions. Okay, boom. So let's talk about the exclusions. Except provided in that paragraph where we already talked about, we already know what a consumer report is. The term consumer report does not include a report that is containing information solely as to the transactions or experience between the consumer and the person making the report. Let me break this down. So, when you have, before anything becomes a collection account on your consumer report, it's an account, a regular account, with you and the original creditor or financial institution. That's the person that you had a private business transaction with. So your credit card that you had before it became a collection account and got sold to a collection agency, they were reporting the transactions and the experiences between you and the financial institution. Okay? So the financial institution is the person that is making the report about you. When you pay them on time, they put that okay. When you don't pay them on time, they put 30, 60, 90. They put these different marks on your consumer report. Okay? So, y'all already know the law says that your consumer report is not supposed to contain information solely as to the transactions or experiences between you and the person making the report. A transaction has anything to do with your line of credit. So, when you make a credit application, that is a transaction. When a hard inquiry gets posted, that is a transaction. When you decide, when you get approved for a credit card, that's a transaction. When you get approved for the auto loan, that's a transaction. When you open a bank account, that's a transaction. Okay? The experience with your line of credit, right, between the consumer and the person, which is the financial institution, making a report. Your experience is your experience with that line of credit. Your utilization, that's basically what it means. How much do you utilize the credit? Okay? If you have a credit card that has a $1,000 limit and you spent $900, your utilization is 90%. If they report that utilization of 90% to your credit report, whether it be the original creditor or the collection agency, they violated the laws already. Because your consumer report is not supposed to contain information that is solely recording the transactions and experiences between you and the original creditor or financial institution. which is the person making the report. When you have a collection account, right, they're reporting that your collection was 30, 60, 90 days old, then 120, then it's charged off. That's what they report on your credit report. Every collection that you ever see reports transactions and experiences between the consumer and the person making the report. I'm gonna pull out a credit report with one of my clients that I'm working on for their credit, and I'm gonna show y'all exactly what that means. I'm gonna show y'all exactly what it look like. Okay, y'all. So now that we are here, y'all see what I'm talking about now, okay? So y'all see that clearly with that's the collection account, right, from LVNV Funding. That's one of the biggest collection agencies in America, okay? So this is a collection account, right? And on the collection account, you clearly see the payment history that they report in here. You see everything right there, the type of account it is, and you see that they report charge off, charge off, charge off, charge off, charge off. They're reporting that to TransUnion, Experian, Equifax. Okay? Charge off. That's what they're reporting. Right. So let me break down what happened here, y'all. What happened here is that the consumer had a private line of credit, a private business transaction between them and a financial institution, which was the person originally making a report. Okay? The financial institution, they charged off the account because the consumer was unable to make their payments on this, private line of credit. So what they did was they sold the debt to LVNV Funding, right? And now LVNV Funding has a set of somebody's non-public personal information, right? And now they're taking that non-public information and applying it to make an account, which is identity theft. Okay? They're taking your non-public personal information and making an account out of that. That's how they made this collection account that's reporting to this person's consumer report. Okay? And as you can clearly see, also they're putting charge off, charge off, charge off. They're making a consumer report that is reporting the transactions and the experiences of this consumer and their private line of credit. They took a private line of credit and made it public information. I want y'all to see this is how we're able to get this stuff removed. Because y'all clearly already saw that according to the law, they cannot report about your transactions and your experiences on your private line of credit. And I just want to go back to breaking down once again the terms and what all this means, okay? So the term consumer report does not include any reports that contain information solely as to your transactions and your experiences between the consumer and the person making the report, y'all. So, you're a consumer, you're an individual, your transactions. Let me give you some examples. When you apply for credit, when you open a line of credit, your payment history, these are transactions. When they report these transactions, when a financial institution or a person report these transactions, it's illegal according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, because you already know that your consumer report does not include that information. Your experiences are your credit or bank account utilization. Example, you have an account with $40 in it. You spent $5. Your experience with that line of credit is now $5. You use $5 of that line of credit. A bank account is also considered a line of credit. Okay. So I just want to, go over these things just to clarify what these laws really mean, because a lot of it is really simple. And I hope y'all learned a lot from this video. If y'all do need help as far as credit repair and things of that nature, I will be dropping my resources below where you can get in contact with me directly. Okay. And before we leave here today, I'm going to just make one more section that just goes over why exactly you need to dispute your original creditors and dispute the collection agencies instead of disputing the credit reporting agencies like Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to get up out of here. Alright, so I want to show y'all something, right? Okay. So after y'all submit disputes, people that do it the regular way. When y'all dispute Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, it's the same process. So when y'all dispute and y'all want to dispute Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion instead of disputing the original creditor, which is the data furnisher, what they're going to do is they're going to go and ask the data furnisher to simply just check the records. Okay? And here they telling y'all incorrect information will be corrected. Information that cannot be verified will be updated or deleted. Information verified as accurate will remain intact on your credit report. 95% of the time, y'all, when y'all dispute Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, especially in today's age, they're going to come back with usually one or two things. One, they're just going to go to the data furnisher. They're going to tell the data furnisher to update the file. So let's say if you dispute it using factual disputing, right? And you said that the date that the high balance was wrong or the date it was open was wrong. Experian just going to reach to the data furnisher and tell them to update that information. The data furnisher is going to send back that file to Experian, and Experian is going to tell you that this has been updated now. Okay? And then they said that when Experian update the information, once they say that it's updated and it's verified as accurate, it's going to remain. So now you can't remove it, right? Let's say you use Metro 2, right? And you want to dispute using Metro 2. You say that they report it in the wrong Metro 2 format, right? And you send that letter in to Experian. Experian is going to go to the data furnisher and tell them to update their Metro 2 format. Now when the data furnisher submit the Metro 2 format back to Experian for your account, Experian is going to tell you that the information is now updated and is verified. And now you can't remove it. So this is why we dispute the original creditors only. Because when you dispute the original creditors, when you go on directly to the data furnisher and you tell them that they broke all these consumer laws, they delete it. They know they don't want the issues. They know that they don't want to be taken to court. They know that they want to be sued and lose money. Okay, y'all? So this is why we dispute original creditors. We don't dispute Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. I don't do that for my clients. Every letter that come out is going to be going to Discover Bank, Chase, your credit card issuer, your bank, whatever. Or it's going to go to the collection agency itself. So I just wanted to make that quick note here as to why y'all need to start getting into the habit of disputing the original creditors. Is it going to cost a little bit more money to send mail to each and every creditor? Yeah, it will. But will you get results quicker? Yes, you will. So with that being said, once again, if y'all need credit repair, y'all need any type of credit related services, my resources will be listed below. I hope y'all like this video. I hope y'all like. I hope y'all subscribe. I hope y'all do what y'all got to do to help the channel grow, because I will be coming out with pretty much a whole playlist on how to remove anything from your credit report. With that being said, y'all have a good one.